Welcome to Chic Magnet. This is Namrata Zakaria. Aparna Sen, the actor, takes the stage showing a video clip of her first film as a child actor. It is Satyajit Ray's Teen Kanya. The film comprises three stories of three young girls, and Sen plays the village belle Pugly in a story called Samapti. She's probably 15 years old and she wears Bengal's humble Dhanyakali sari without a blouse or a petticoat, and she barges into a house on the pretext of chasing a squirrel in the scene. This involves an arranged marriage meeting that's going on in the scene. It's between a city-returned young man and a well-bred young girl. Expectedly, the young man falls in love with the lively Pugly instead. Sen, who is 79, is quick to point out how textiles have shaped characters and narratives across cinema. She says that the history of Bengal cinema is actually a gallery of the textiles of the state. The multiple award-winning actor, screenplay writer, and director was speaking in Kolkata at the launch of a book called Textiles from Bengal, A Shared Legacy. It involved a 2-day textile symposium, which coincided with the book's launch, and it has been put together by the very notable Darshan Mikani Shah, a textile collector and a cultural doyen. She's also the founder and the trustee of Weaver Studio and Resource Center in Calcutta. It's a beautiful little space. The Dhanyakali sari is a symbol of middle class but proud Bengal. Named after a village in Hooghly, which is 50 kilometers away from Calcutta, the handloom sari is a simple but everyday staple of Bengali women. It is easy to procure and inexpensive, and it used to be woven in a dull white cotton cloth with a black border. Mamata Banerjee, the long-standing Chief Minister of Bengal, has made it her uniform. It goes very well with her daughter of the soil image. In 36 Chaurangi Lane, Aparna Sen's acclaimed film as a director and Shashi Kapoor as a producer, there's a young actor called Devashri Roy who wears the Dhanyakali sari by day, a gorgeous red Tangail sari at night. The Tangail comes from the Tangail village in Bangladesh, but it is so popular it has been adopted all over Bengal. And it's also so interesting to note that craft really has no borders. Jennifer Kendall plays the iconic Violet Stoneham in this film. She's a lonely English teacher and she wears an ironic chintz cotton dress. Ironic because the English took chintz, or cheat as we call it in India, and they sold it to the rest of the world as paisley. In this film, there's also a Begum Bahar sari, which is a cotton and a silk tangail, which is shown very beautifully here. Goinar Baksho is a terrific 2013 film, horror comedy directed by Sen. It stars her daughter Konkana Sen, who plays Somalata. Somalata pawns her late aunt's jewelry to start a sari shop. There's a delightful scene with a rap song showing the many varied handlooms of Bengal. The aunt, who's played by Moshmi Chatterjee, is so attached to the Goinar Baksho or the jewelry box, she returns as a ghost. You know, I've really enjoyed a speech on textiles as much as I did enjoy Aparna Sen's. Not only did she provide a history lesson on Bengal's several handlooms and how extraordinary they are, but what each sari signified. She showcased it with a clip from her iconic films. There's a lesson to be learned for the long list of academic scholars who were flown in for the symposium. They're famous names from England's Victoria and Albert Museum, such as Rosemary Krill, Sonia Ashmore. Sonia is also the author of the Shared Legacy book. There's also Avalon Fotheringham and a scholar, John Gillow, who spoke on the Haji Rumal. One of my favorite books ever is the book on chicken curry by Paula Manfredi, and I can quote it front and back. So expansive is her knowledge. Paula was there as well. But each one of these authors and scholars read from essays throughout the 2 days to a very cultured and knowledgeable audience who was left wanting for more. The irony is not missed that this is a group of white researchers who came to speak to an Indian audience on Indian textiles. But such is the economics of countries where the Western world pays students and researchers to deep dive into topics of interest. In India, we don't have that sort of luxury. But what we do have, and thankfully so, is that craft and textiles are our everyday quotidian experience. We live and breathe them as we go about our daily tasks. Our textiles and craft do not belong to museums or history books alone. We have spent the last decade or so breaking them from the shackles of connoisseurs and scholars. We have made them part of our everyday wardrobe, once again, where they belong. And when we are nostalgic about them, we visit them in our cinema.